Psalms 4, and it reads this way. Hear me when I call, O God of my righteousness. You have relieved me in my distress. Have mercy on me and hear my prayer. How long, O you sons of men, will you turn my glory into shame? How long will you love worthlessness and seek falsehood? But know that the Lord has set apart for himself him who is godly. The Lord will hear when I call him. Be angry, but do not sin. Meditate within your heart on your bed and be still. Offer the sacrifice of righteousness and put your trust in the Lord. There are many who say, who will show us any good? The Lord, lift up the light of your countenance upon us. You have put gladness in my heart, more in the seasons that grain and the wine increase. I will both lie down in peace and sleep, for you alone, O Lord, make me dwell in safety. I want to use as a subject, God will turn things around. God will turn things around. And it's befitting because even tonight, we're hoping and praying that God will turn that hurricane around. Yes. We came on this Wednesday night looking for, seeking for, asking for a turnaround. All of us from time to time find ourselves in situations that we want out of. All of us from time to time find ourselves in circumstances that we want out of. Yes, let's be honest. All of us from time to time or some time or another find ourselves even in relationships we want out of. Now, I heard Bishop say some of us have to go to work tomorrow and some of us don't. And you know what? You know what that means? All of us from time to time find ourselves in jobs that we want to get out of. Can I get an amen? Yes, we find ourselves in situations that we want to be free from. Yes, some of us are stuck with some attitudes and behavior that we wish that we could get out of those things. And you know what? I guarantee you there's somebody here who's been sick. And in fact, I'm just willing to bet that somebody in here is sick right now.
Yes, sir.
And if you're sick right now, I guarantee you, you want to get out of it. And you know what? Oftentimes, when we find ourselves in situations, circumstances that we want to get out of, we begin to ask God the questions that we all ask when we want something and we hadn't got the answer yet. God, when will this thing change? God, when will this thing get better? God, when will my breakthrough come? God, when will my deliverance show up? God, when will you fix this? God, when are you going to turn this thing around? We all, from time to time, look for a turnaround. But tonight, I want to assure you that God will turn things around.
Yes, sir.
Yes. I know you're trying to figure out when it's going to happen. I know you're trying to figure out how it's going to happen. I know that you're trying to figure out where and who is going to make it happen. But I'm going to tell you tonight, you can be assured that God can turn it around. God can turn things around even when it looks like it's never going to get turned around.
Yes, sir.
But God can turn things around. And you know what? As Christians, if we can't believe that, if we can't believe that God can turn it around, what do we have to hope for?
Amen.
Bishop, if we can't believe that God can turn things around, what in the world do we have to hope for? And now I want us now to look at this text. I hope you didn't put your Bibles away or close your apps, because I'm a Bible preacher and I preach straight from the Bible, so we can't get lost. But let's look at the text for me. When we look at this text, we find, you know him very well, King David. And King David is on the run from his son, Absalom.
Yeah.
Now, that maybe don't make a lot of sense. What man would be running from his own son?
That's right.
But let me explain it to you. He's running from his son who wants to kill him.
That's right.
He's running from his son who wants to take over and to become the king himself.
Yes, sir.
That's David's son. And you know, when I see David in this situation, trying to get away from his son, the one who's trying to kill him, the one who's trying to take his position, I said, David needs a turnaround.
Yeah.
He's in need for God to show up and rescue him and deliver him and save him and intervene for him. David is in need of a turnaround.
Yes, sir.
Yes, here he is, a man who's done raised his son up to be a man.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, his son turns on him.
Yeah.
You know what, though? Think about life. Sometimes you give yourself to things and people, and you give them everything.
Yeah.
And you give it everything. And all of a sudden, it comes after you.
Yeah.
Have you ever wondered, I've been so nice to you. I've given you everything you asked me for. I did everything you demanded of me. But now, you coming after me. Have you ever worked in a place, you got there early, and you stayed there late, and you gave them all that you could, but all of a sudden, they start coming after you. I know, it's not just me.
Yeah.
But I know that when you get yourself in a situation like that, the main thing you need is a turnaround.
Yes, sir.
And so we look at David in this text, and we find that this brother is in need of a turnaround. And you know what? Just like David, we sometimes find ourselves in need of rescue. We find ourselves in need of deliverance. We find ourselves in need of an intervention.
Yes, sir.
We find ourselves in need of a turnaround. And I want to just point out 4 things real quickly as we look at David and as we look at his situation. We can see in this text how David got his turnaround. You just bear with me just for a minute, and I won't be long. I know it's Wednesday, and some of you have to go to work tomorrow. You're not working for the right people. But, so you know you need a turnaround. Yeah, you need a turnaround.
Work with yourself.
So the point, let me just point out these 4 things real quick, and I'm going to be done. But here, when we look at David, who's on the run from his own flesh and blood, who's trying to kill him, and who's trying to take his position as king, I want you to recognize something, and you need to be just like David. If you are in need of a turnaround, the first thing you have to do is speak boldly to God. Look at the text, verse 1. David says, "Hear me when I call, O God, of my righteousness."
Yeah.
So right off the bat, you see David is speaking with a sense of urgency and fearlessness and determination and confidence. He boldly said, God, hear me.
Yes, sir.
I don't care who else called. I don't care who else screaming. I don't care who else is in need. God, hear me. See, when you need a turnaround, you have to say to God, wait a minute. I know there's a lot of prayers going up, but God, I need you to hear me. I know they need you, but right now, just hear me. Hear me, because what I need right now, I don't need no delays. Hear me. He says, relieve me from my distress. In other words, David reminded God that I need you to come like you came before. See, you don't know, right, that God hears you unless He's heard you before.
Amen.
Well, when David started calling on God, he called on Him like a man who had been talking to Him before. That's why you need to pray more. Listen to me now. It's one thing to talk to somebody you're familiar with. But there's another thing to talk to a stranger. When David called out to God, he called out to a God that he was familiar with. Because he called out to Him, hear me. And it's sort of like, my wife says to me, are you listening? because she knows that I can tend to be off into space somewhere, right? So when you get ready to talk to God and you need a turnaround, you got to holler out to Him and say, hey, hear me. Because I'm talking to you and I need something right now. So you got to boldly go to God and say, listen, I want to remind you, God, when I was having these problems before, when I had afflictions before, and anxiety before, and aches before, and discomfort before, I know you heard me. So I want to remind you, God, to hear me now.
Come on.
Yes.
Amen.
So if you go to God and you need a turnaround, you got to be bold when you talk to Him. Yes. And He says, but look what He says to him. He said, hear me. And then He says something very important. He said, have mercy on me and hear my prayer.
Amen.
Don't just hear me, God. I need more than for you to hear me. But he got real bold. He said, and when you hear me, have mercy on me. Listen to me now. If you need a turnaround, you got to be bold when you go to Him. Say, hear me, God. But then you have to go a little further, because you got to tell Him exactly what you need from Him. Because David didn't just stop and say, hear me. Because he may have just been crying. But he said, no, I want to tell you exactly what I need. My son is trying to kill me. My son is trying to take my position as king, and he don't even know what he's doing. So I need you to hear me, and I need you to have mercy on me, because you know what? If you don't have mercy on me, I might kill you. I don't know.
Amen.
I don't know. I don't know what I might not do.
Amen.
So He's saying, look, God, hear me. Have mercy on me. Be tender with me, so I can be tender with Him. Forgive me, so I can forgive Him. Be generous with me, so I can be generous with Him.
Amen.
Show me favor, so I can show my boy favor.
Amen.
Be kind to me, so I can be kind to my boy.
Amen.
Have grace on me, so I can have some grace on my boy, because I may kill that boy.
Amen. Come on.
Because he's trying to kill me.
Amen.
But you know what? Can I tell you something, brothers and sisters? When you need a turnaround, when you go and talk to God, you better have a sense of urgency and determination and confidence and boldness. Because if you need a turnaround, you need some action to happen right away.
Come on.
And you don't need no delay. Listen, Hebrews 4:16 says, let us come boldly to the throne of grace, that we may obtain mercy, and that we may find grace in the time of need. So if you're going to have a turnaround, if the turnaround that you're seeking is going to happen, the first thing you got to do is you got to talk boldly to God. Let me keep moving. And then, if you want to turn around, if you want it to happen for you, the next thing you need to do is you need to talk boldly to your problem. Hear me now. Hear me now. Hear me now. Look at verse 2. Look at verse 2. He says, David says, how long, O sons of men? You see his problem right there, don't you?
Yeah.
The men, that's his problem. That's his problem, because look what he said. He said, how long, sons of men, will you turn my glory into shame? Look what they say. He said, how long will you love worthlessness and seek falsehood? Now, they trying to shame him. They lying on him. And look at verse 3. But know that the Lord has set apart for himself him who is God.
Yeah.
So in other words, David says to his problem, how long, problem, are you going to keep trying to shame me?
Yeah.
How long, problem, are you going to keep lying on me?
Yeah.
Because I want you to know, problem, I got a God who has set apart for himself those who are godly. And he says, the Lord, what it says, will hear when I call. Hey, problem.
Amen.
I want you to hear me. I've been set apart for the Lord. And when I call on him, problem, he will hear me. Listen to me. You have to look at your problem and say, I belong to God. And when I call on God, God will hear me. Problem.
Amen.
Hey, problem. Hear me. I belong to God. And because I belong to God, when I call him, he gonna hear me. You gotta talk boldly to your problems. You see, sometimes, brothers and sisters, we sit around and cry. Oh, this is so wrong. This is so bad. No. You look at that problem and say, look at here now. I belong to God.
Come on.
He hears my prayer. And he answers my prayer. Hey, problem. Step up. Because I belong to God. And when I call him, he hears me. And when he hears me, he answers me. Hey, problem.
No problem.
Get up. Because I belong to God. Yes. And when I call him, he hears me. But when he hears me, he answers me. Now, sometimes, let me hear now, you can call somebody, they hear you, and they hang up on you. Where my phone? They call, you see their name, you can hit answer, or you can hit decline. I know what that is. But God, when you call him, he always hits answer. He hits answer. And you know what? When he answers, he patiently listens to your prayer. See, when you talk to your problem, let them know you already covered. So you can mess with me problem if you want to. But I want you to know my situation is going to turn around. Good Lord of mercy. Listen here. I know that sometimes we think that our problems are got too much. But I want you to tell your problem, say, hey, problem, I know you big, but God is bigger. You say, hey, problem, I know you're strong, but God is stronger. You say, hey, problem, I know you think you're smart, but God is wiser. Hey, problem, I know you're determined, but God is divine. Hey, problem, get up off of me. Because you is not going to win. David made problem understand something. That we have to make problem understand. That there's no weapon that's formed against us will ever be able to prosper. And any tongue, every tongue that rise up against us, guess what's going to happen? It's going to be condemned. Hey, problem! Get up off me. Because God's going to turn my situation around. Yes, it doesn't matter what it looks like right now. If you get down on your knees and start talking boldly to God, and when you look straight at your problem and say, wait a minute, I'm a child of the King. And when I call him, he answers. And when he answers, he's going to do something about it. And so let me tell you something. God can turn your situation completely around. Don't lose hope. In the middle of your situation, in the middle of your circumstances, just know when you look at that problem, hey, come on. If I was you, I'll leave while you're ahead. But when God shows up, oh my God, hey, when he shows up, you're going to be in trouble. Because see, you got me. Yeah, I'm down right now. You got me problem. But when God shows up, He's going to turn this situation around. Oh, let me get on that. Come on now. First thing you got to do is talk, speak boldly to God. The second thing you have to do is speak boldly to your problem. And the third thing I want to point out to you in this text is that if you're going to get your turnaround, I want you to hear this now, you got to act like a child of God. You can't act no fool. You got to act like, look at the text. I didn't just bring this up. I didn't just, look at here, verse 4. He said, be angry, but don't sin. The last week we talked about anger in our Bible study. Yes, we did. The text says, you can get mad because that's natural. But when you get mad, don't fall into sin. So you know what he's saying? Don't retaliate. Don't get no revenge. Don't act ungodly. Don't act unchristlike. Don't act evil. What he's saying to you, I got it. You're going to get mad because they're trying to get you. But when you get mad, act like a child of God. We shouldn't ever encounter a child of God who's mad and cussing. We should never encounter a child of God who's mad and trying to set a trap for somebody. We should never encounter a child of God who's mad and digging ditches for somebody. The text says you're going to get angry. But in your anger, do not sin. Now, I don't know if having your lips poked way out here is classified as sin. I don't know if frowns I mean, I don't have enough wrinkles to do it yet, but frowns on your face. They got railroad tracks through it. It's classified. I don't know. But I believe you get close because if your lips sticking out, somebody's come out of your mouth. And if you're frowning up, there's something sour going on in your heart.
Oh God, oh God.
He says, I know you're going to get angry because your enemy going to try to get you. But now you've already spoken boldly to God. And you already told your problem, back up off me because I'm a child of God. Why in the world should you get that mad anyway? He says, and you know, and I thought to myself, why did they put that right there? Because he already gave some really good instructions.
Yeah, he did.
Right? But then he failed from telling us to talk to God, right? And let our problems know we belong to God, to get angry but don't sin.
Yeah, that's what he told me.
Now, I thought about that for a minute. Because, in a way, if you look at verse 5, he says, in verse 4 he says, be angry but don't sin. And then verse 5 he says, offer the sacrifice of righteousness. But look what he says. Put your trust in the Lord.
Yeah.
So what he really said is that when you get mad, don't get revenge, don't retaliate, don't try to hurt nobody, don't cuss nobody out, don't punch nobody in the face. He says, he helped us. He says, Bishop, he says, when you get that mad, trust in the Lord.
Amen.
You see? So David must have been pretty mad at that point. Because remember now, his son is trying to kill him. Right? And his son is trying to take his kingship.
Yeah.
And so maybe he had talked to God. Let's say this. And maybe he had talked to his problem, but things hadn't turned around yet.
That's right. That's right.
So he says, man, I'm mad. And I'm real mad. But because I'm real mad, I better remind myself, when I get this mad, I better not see it. He says, put your trust in the Lord. Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
When you get that mad, take your weapon, lock it in the safe. Take your baseball bat, put it out in the garage somewhere.
Oh Lord.
Because it's a possibility. If you keep that stuff around, you may see it. But here, David says, look, we got to act like Christians at all times. Even when we get angry. That's the point of the text. Because what really he's trying to point us to do is that even when we get angry, we still have to trust God. Even when you get angry. And you know what? I'm glad David is saying, you shouldn't get angry.
That's right.
Because we're human. We don't get angry.
That's right.
But he said, though, when you do get angry,
Yeah.
don't see it.
All right.
So, good Christian people, you have the right to get angry. Get angry. But stop before you get to see it.
Yeah.
Don't go any further. Like you know how you get angry and you say, stop right there. There's something in there. You know how you get angry, you be like, stop right there. Don't move. You said don't move and nobody get hurt. Just stay right there. Because if you move, somebody gonna get hurt. If your situation is gonna get turned around,
Yeah.
you speak to God boldly, you speak to your problem boldly, and you continue to act like the child of God that you are. And trust in the Lord. Yes. Let me hurry here this Wednesday night. I know It's the middle of the week. Next point I want to make it. I usually don't do 5 points, but this was so good I had to do 5, but this is the 4th one, so that means I'm almost done. This is a Bible study anyway. Right? This is a Bible study. It's a Bible study. We're here to learn. The next thing I want you to know, if you're going to turn your situation around, you got to continue to talk to God. Verse 6, he says, there are many who says, who will show us any good? The Lord lift up the light of your countenance upon us. Now, I want you to see the question that they ask. Just like the devil. I want you to see what he says. I want you to see this. He says, there are many who says to me, David, whose son is trying to kill him, whose son is trying to take his position. Look, what these agitators, instigators, had to say to him. Now remember, he's already angry. He pointed that out. So here now are some agitators, some instigators, running their mouth. Have you ever been real mad? And just the person that you didn't want to hear that voice, you heard that voice. Come on. Why do you have to talk to me now? Here, David says, there are many who says, who will show us any good? In other words, what he was really saying to David, you not no good and nobody gonna show you no good. Right. Now, remember what I told you. You got to continue talking to God. Keep your conversation between you and God. Keep your lines of communication between you and God. Because if you don't, those instigators, those agitators, gonna come and whisper in your ear because they know that you're going through. Come on. And they want like nothing more than to see you just. Come on now. Amen. Look, he didn't say it was one instigator. He said there were many who said, who will show you any good? And so what David reminds us is that we must keep our conversation between us and God, because if we don't, we're going to hear something we don't want to hear, and then we may get angry and sin. Because let me say something to you, my brothers and sisters. When you're in the middle of it, and you're waiting on God to turn this thing around, you really don't need a lot of chatter. You just really need to put yourself in a position where God is talking to you, and you are talking to Him. No, listen. Don't turn on, I'm sorry, sisters, the Oprah Winfrey Show. And get your advice from her. Bad idea. Yes, don't turn on Dr. Phil. And get your advice. And now I know that nobody in here does this, but don't read your horoscope. And get your advice for them. Because when you need a turnaround, your communication needs to be between you and God. He's talking to you. You're talking to Him. He's talking to you. You're talking to Him. He's talking to you. You're talking to Him. Because guess what? No matter what information you get, it won't be bad information. Right. If it's God talking to you and you're talking to Him, the lines of communication is going to be clear. And you're going to be able to say, I read you, Lima Chop.
Yes, sir.
I got you. And God gonna say to you, I read you. Lima Chop. And you know what happens? Then you can see the turnaround.
Yeah.
Because God is giving you direction for the turnaround. But if you allow yourself to start listening to all these people, and you know what? Have you ever been praying and you feel like God told you exactly what you needed to do? And you mess around and call somebody and ask them for their advice? Have you ever been there? I heard from God. He told me what to do. I'm going to go do that. But before I go, let me call a girl. Hey, girl, you know, I was praying, and God told me that I should go do this. I wouldn't do that. No, that's the wrong thing to do. And then you in a mess. Because if you just would have kept the conversation between you and God, you'd have been out of the mess a long time ago. Some of y'all hadn't got your turnaround because you directed your conversation back in the wrong direction. If God done told you, He done said this is it. And you know what? Sometimes, let's be honest, sometimes we don't want to hear what God says because it's not what we want to do. Even though what He's telling us is what we need to do. But you say, oh, that wasn't really what I was hoping you would tell me, God. Let me call my girl and get a confirmation. Why would you confirm something with anybody when God done already gave you an answer? It makes no sense. There's some people who stay trapped for years and years because God told them 10 years ago. But yet they called brother so-and-so, sister so-and-so. And you know what? Let me say this. This is not in my notes, but I want to say this to you. Sometimes brother so-and-so and sister so-and-so don't want you to hit your child. See, that's why you have to be very careful who you start talking to. Have you ever? Oh, Lord. I'm about to get things. Have you ever talked to some people and you thought they were with you? And all of a sudden, the light came on and you realized they were taking your information just to destroy you. That's why you should just keep your conversation between you and God. Listen, I just be very honest. Can I just be honest, y'all?
Yeah, by all means.
What me and God talk about, I don't share it with nobody else. I'm sorry. Because if me and him talking about it, that's some serious stuff. And I'm not going to take my serious stuff to just anybody. David says, me and God had a good thing going, and here come these dudes. Talking about who's going to show us some good. And you know what? Sometimes God will be blessing you, and you listen to them, and you think you're still not being blessed. God, I'm going to go back to my point. God will turn it around. Not man, not one man, not Oprah, not Phil, right? Not the horoscope, not the tarot cards, none of that stuff. And we find, and you know, these things I'm naming because I know that's what people do. Somebody asked me not long ago, y'all may do this, I don't want to talk about you, but I'm always suspicious when somebody asks me what's my sign.
Oh, no.
Why? I'm a child of God. That's my sign. That's the only sign I need for you to know about me.
Come on.
Because if you ask me my sign, that must mean you read zodiacs.
That's right.
I'm just saying. What does that have to do with what I just said? Our conversation needs to be between us and God. If we need to turn around, we need to be talking to Him. Not them. Not them. Not them. But
That's right.
there you go.
Amen.
My final point, I'll get y'all out of here with time. I don't know. I know it's getting late. So if you're going to get your turnaround, if you write this down, you have to first talk boldly to God. You're going to get your turnaround. You then have to look at your problem and let your problem know who you are and whose you are. He's going to take care of you.
Come on.
If you're gonna get it, if it's gonna happen for you, it's gonna happen. You have to remember that you gotta keep your conversation between Him and you, because they may not want you to get out of it. They may want you to stay in it as long as they can, because you know what they're saying? At least I ain't doing as bad as her. But him, I know my situation bad, but theirs is real bad. And they gonna keep encouraging you to make it worse. But then, what I like about the text is finally he says that after you talk to God, after you talk to your problem, after you remain focused, you and God, David said something. Now remember now, his son was trying to kill him. And his son was trying to take his kingship, which would have been a mess within itself. But then, the breakthrough came. I know it came because when I look at verse 7 and 8, he began to say something. And see, after you get your breakthrough, after you get your turnaround, you got to know that you got to praise God. Because see, once you begin to praise God, then the turnaround
Yes, sir.
has happened. And I want to show you the text because I don't want you to think I just want to tell you to praise God. Because in the text he says, you have put gladness in my heart.
Amen.
And he says, more than in the season and there in the grain when the wine increased. In other words, in those days, when the wine increased, that means they had a lot of grapes. So they had mass production. And the wine increased. And the grain increased. That means they had plenty. They had an overflow. He says, you have made me so happy, God. I'm happier than the farmer when all of his stuff grows and he got everything he needs. Listen, he got so happy. He says, when I both lie down when I lie down in peace, I sleep. So now look, let me say this to you. When you're in the middle of a situation or a circumstance or a struggle or a bunch of pain and a bunch of confusion, there's no way you can sleep.
Very well.
You up all night. But David says, my turnaround
Yes, sir.
has happened. And I know it happened because he said that his heart was happy. And he said, my heart is so happy that when I look at the happiness of my heart, I think about the farmer when his harvest comes and he has an overflow. He said, I'm that happy that I got an overflow of happiness in my heart. When you get your turnaround. When God fixes your situation, when God changes your circumstances, when God mends your relationship, when God improves your job situation, when God takes control of your feelings, when God regulates your thoughts, when God heals your body, when God eases your pain, I want you to know something. You can't forget that he did it. I want you to remember. that you didn't do it, that they didn't do it, but he did. And if you know and remember that he did, don't you forget to give him credit for it. Don't you forget to give him glory for it. Don't you forget to give him honor for it. Don't you forget to give him praise for it. Don't you forget to give him adoration and expectation and to worship him for it. Because it was God who did it. And listen, if you're going to get turned around, I want you to remember that it wasn't you, but that it was him. And if it was him, you got to praise him. You got to praise him. You got to praise him. If you praise him, the next time you need to turn around, he's going to turn it around. The next time you need to turn around,
He's going to turn it around.
he's going to turn it around. And don't you forget, after he turned around,
Amen.
you give him credit for the turnaround. No, don't say it was your good looks, even though you look good. Don't say it was your money, even though you may have a lot of money. Don't say it was your friends, even though you may have a lot of friends.
Amen.
Remember, it was God who turned it around for you.
Amen.
God will turn it around.
Amen.
God will turn it around.
Amen.
I don't know what your situation is. I don't know what you're going through. I don't know what your pains are, right? I don't know what your struggles are. But I want to assure you something today. Just like David, God will turn it around.
Amen.
He'll turn it around. Don't you lose your hope. Don't you lose your faith.
Come on.
Don't you stop your fight. Hang in there. Hang in there. He's going to turn it around for you. He's going to turn it around for you.